Pisces, what's going on? Thanks so much for tuning in. Welcome to the channel. I'm Deborah. This is Purusha Intuitive. If you're new here, if you're returning, welcome back. Thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate all the love and support always. Totally sending it back your way. Sageness. So clearing that energy, guys, right? All the hubbub that's been going on. I don't know, dudes. I wonder if we can get a break. Sorry, I'm laughing at I don't know what it was, but at some point, dude, it came back into my vocabulary, and it's been a very strong word, reference point, etc. It's kind of funny to me. Anywho, this is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, cross watchers, obviously welcome. As long as the energy resonates, then the message is meant for you. Not everyone's situation is going to be the same. Not all messages are going to resonate, you know. Take what's yours and leave the rest behind. All right, so let's look at the highest and best message for our Pisces collective. What does Pisces need to see, feel, and know? Highest and best, right? Ooh. Thinking through the imperfections. That's like, well, in my opinion, it can be one of the harder things to navigate in life, right? When we have a certain thought, concept, idea about how something's gonna play out, and then it just like does not. You know, it doesn't play out at all how we had envisioned it, right? The everydayness. That to me is always like the grunt and the grind. You know, I mean, there's actually this really amazing book, in my opinion. I'm not like a huge sports person. I played sports growing up. I like sport. I like playing. I'm athletic for sure. But you know, it reminds me of this book. Sorry, I was saying that because it's this book called Mastery, and it really talks about how most of the life we spend on the plateau, and then we get these little surges of like moving up in the world, and then we kind of have to reacclimate and relearn how to integrate that ascension, or however you want to describe it, into our everyday life. You know, that what is it, like a Sanskrit proverb about how, you know, before I was enlightened, I chopped wood, I brought water. After I was enlightened, I did the same thing, you know? So there is this element. I mean, I think life can be so magical, but then we also have to integrate into the everyday. And I think a lot of times when we're dealing with people, places, things, situations, what we're choosing in our life, we really have to think through, can I deal with this every day of my life? Recognizing that, yeah, sometimes it takes harder work up front, or more time, more investment. I think it's about long-term payoff. With people, obviously, that operates a little differently. So Spirit's really kind of asking you, Pisces, to remove the emotion and tap into more of an intellectual approach. Meaning, you know, a pros and cons list. Taking the emotion out of it, like I said. We can love, connect, be passionate to anything in life. I feel like in some ways, when it comes to consciousness and human potential, like that's how we're supposed to show up. But we have, like, when it comes to choosing what is highest and best for us, that's where that kind of more analytical deduction reasoning comes into play. If we just put up with what is subpar or not really in alignment with us, it's not really getting us where we want to go. And I feel like this has been a message for you, Pisces, where you actually have to kind of listen, tap in, tune into what that transformation is saying. Maybe what was important, valuable before. Oh, gosh, My little flame, my court flame, it always falls over. I'm worried about it because I don't want it to break. I'm a little willy-nilly with my crystals, which I probably should not admit, but anywho. So yeah, really tapping into that transformation. What was working before, I'm hearing it's not working in the same way. Maybe you had different goals, dreams, desires, and now it's changing because you're seeing it on a different level. You're seeing it in the practicality of this everydayness. Is this actually going to work for my life? Or is this just something that's going to become annoying, frustrating, a burden, heavier than what I want to even deal with? You know? And there's a lot of contemplation around this. But what I like about this for you, it might not be the easiest questions to ask yourself, but it's also the things that's allowing this transformation to take root for you. Ooh, Mama just had a little download. Okay, so what works? You know, for me, this was a huge learning lesson in my life. The importance of what it means to surround ourselves with people, places, and things that actually support us and what we're doing, especially in our closer relationships like love, family, friends. If we don't have the support, it makes it really hard to thrive. You know, and I do feel like you have a lot of people in your corner. Like the Three of Pentacles is more the grunt and the grind. But I also feel like there are people who are a little self-protected, who don't really, I don't know. I mean, it's not that they don't, yeah, okay. So lots of earth energy. Well, that's all earth energy. Three of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, or Ace of Pentacles, Virgo with the Hermit. Virgo is a lot about analyzing, you know, the good, bad, right, wrong, that pro-con list I was talking about. Is this person, is this situation actually going to live up to what they're saying about themselves, how they're expressing they're going to show up? Or are they actually like really self-protected? And I feel like you're finding your answers not from what they say, but from what you feel within. The Hermit is all about listening to our own internal light. Ooh. Dude, sorry, Aquarius got that as well. You could be on the Aquarius Pisces cusp. This could also just be something that like you get sucked into really easily. Someone preying on your emotions, on your feelings. Let's see where you guys are at. Let's see what you're dealing with to kind of get some clarity around this devil energy, because I don't feel like you are the devil. Yeah, no. You're gorgeous, you're vibrant, you're fabulous, and you're showing up that way, and I think that's amazing for you. Don't let some BS take you down. Do you normally attract people that like are threatened by who you are, the strength, the beauty, the charisma that you have? Be really, really mindful about who you're dealing with. People get jealous, you know, I mean, I don't know. Well, that's a whole nother topic. I probably should upload some videos on dynamics and relationship. This person is not as strong as you. And honestly, like you are, in my opinion, Pisces is one of the most watery signs, meaning it's so easy to kind of like dive into your emotion, into your feeling, and get lost in that space. But I almost feel like this person, their energy, is way immature. You could be dealing with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is someone who doesn't think it through. They think they know it all, and they're not really going to think it through. Yeah, they don't like how things are panning out, but they're not even paying attention to it. It's like yeah, this happened, but I'm going to do this other thing. It's like, you know, kind of like pushing an agenda without the right backing, without the right foundation. And you feel this, you know this, maybe you're attached to this person in a more intimate way, but you resonating as the Queen of Wands, you're obviously the more mature one out of the bunch. They might not see it as that way. Strength energy is Leo. I often equate the Knight of Wands to Leo energy as well, because it can very much be like, look at me, and not acknowledging places that, you know, maybe there's a little bit of shadow coming out. I do feel like they don't love how things have happened, but are they adjusting their decisions based off of that? I don't really think so. You're looking at it a lot about money, Page of Pentacles. It's a gift and offering, but definitely on the financial end of things. Let's look at that page, yeah. You don't want to pump energy into what doesn't work anymore, yeah. Eight of Cups, letting go, releasing. Maybe this is certain, I feel like it's almost like you're dealing with someone who has a lot very different boundaries than what you do. They might be a little bit rigid and constricting, and you're seeing things in a different way. It's challenging you. It's forcing you to really think through the practicality behind this, especially as we see this like everyday energy, thinking through, contemplating, using our intellect, kind of make the best decisions for ourselves. And honestly, I feel like for you, Pisces, there's a lot of legitimacy to how you're seeing things. I feel like this other person isn't really hearing you, isn't seeing the value in what you're saying. They might be a little bit stuck in this, well, it should have been this way. It should, like they're stuck in the past. That's a good way to say it, without moving forward. But honestly, this is actually hindering you guys with that Six of Wands, Three of Wands. That's basically talking about how you're a little bit more on the defensive. Like, it's hard to get things to move forward when you're coming from a space of that's not how it should be, right? The shoulds that we put on ourselves. There is new opportunity. There is new beginning. Maybe someone has completely cut this off. Maybe this fire sign has completely said, no, this is how it's going to be. This is how it's going to go. They put up these really strong boundaries is what I'm hearing. But again, more out of arrogance, out of self-fulfillment, and not specifically for the best of the whole. And so, unfortunately, you guys can't move forward. But it's challenging you, Pisces, in a different way, because I think you're becoming a lot more practical about where you're going to put your time, energy into, and how you're going to move forward in a way that actually like honors you, what you're building, what you're growing, what you're manifesting. Yeah, there's that High Priestess energy for you guys. This is actually going to be the grounding force for you, is where you find that connection with your intuition, not the fear. Yeah, but you're going to make the changes. I feel like you're actually going to just lay down the law. That's where this transformation comes into play. You're going to lay down the law based on what your instincts are telling you. You're not going to be listening to this like immature person who's trying to get you to do one thing that you're not really in alignment with. It's going to scare you a lot, especially when we challenge something that we're not used to challenging, right? There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of anxiety around this, how things are going to change, Oftentimes we won't give voice to what we want, what we need, especially if we feel like it's going to turn south. But sometimes it needs to, right? That's just the energy of life. Sometimes we need a shakeup, even if it does leave us in maybe a worse, well, it's like quote unquote worse off. It's not specifically, because if we're dealing with someone who's not on the same team as us, and I'm not saying difference of opinion, it feels like someone who's unwilling to compromise, someone who really, really needs to be right about a situation and how it needs to play out. But I don't feel like you're vibing with it. And I feel like it actually, and you know this, Pisces, it actually kind of leaves you behind, like further in the dust, or like, probably not articulating that in the right way, but you know, like how when we make decisions and it actually like puts us worse off than what we were before. That's how I'm hearing this. I feel like agreeing with this person or following their way of thinking is actually making the situation worse, and you feel that, but you don't really know how to navigate around that, you know? So the moonlight, I like that for you, Pisces, because you definitely connect with that moon energy, our intuition, our feeling, our knowing. Maybe taking some time in the evening when we are under the moonlight, meditating, reflecting, doing some journaling. Not being afraid of the storm, you know, the chaos that might ensue. I believe that, movement. Okay, I believe Capricorn got that as well. We can't let the fear of conflict make us hide. I feel like conflict is actually going to make this situation move forward. Maybe you don't want to upset, you know, how things are. You kind of want to leave everything copacetic. But then it's actually making it harder on you, right? That ends up becoming the thing that chains you, that binds you. And I feel like you know this instinctually, Pisces. So I really hope this helped you guys kind of navigate whatever you're dealing with, any obstacles. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm sending so much love and blessings to you and your situation. I do personal readings, energy healings, wellness consults. Tap in, hit me up if you would like me to look at your situation. I love supporting in every way that I possibly can. Double thumbs up to a good reading or what you resonated with. Thank you for your time and energy always. Lots of love.